none of us have 14 hours a week to spend warming up and working on vocal technique. But, and hear me now, warming up hasn't become less important just because it's less convenient. Welcome to the Foster Your Voice podcast with me, Kristi Foster. After a 30-year career in music and theater, I never imagined I'd be coaching trial attorneys. But once I entered your world, I quickly realized how critical and underutilized voice is in the courtroom. The truth is, you don't win trials with brute strength. You win with your voice. I'll give you tools to unlock your voice so you can communicate not just with purpose, but on purpose. If you want quick action tips to help you stay calm and in control, keep jurors engaged, and inspire your listeners to action, all through the power of your voice, you're in the right place. I'm Kristi Foster, and I'm here to help you foster your voice. Hello, Foster fam. I hope you're staying cool in these summer temps and are managing to get a little time away from your desk, maybe adventuring, relaxing, or spending time with loved ones. Summer is going to wrap up here before too long and kids will get back to school, and so enjoy this time while you can. When I'm recording this, it's still the middle of July, but seriously, the middle of July. We just passed the halfway point of the year and it's racing by. When this episode comes out, the Tour de France will be over, and you should probably check on me because I'll be in full recovery mode and will hardly know what to do with myself until football season starts. So, to wrap up my series on how the Tour de France is very much like civil litigation that you just let me thrust upon you, so thank you for that, I'll give you the final two comparisons. Quick review. First, it's a sport of attrition, just like trial. It's a team sport with an individual leader, just like trial. Everyone has a critical role, just like your trial team. Strategy is more important than brute strength, just like trial. It requires mental and emotional stamina, and success is born out of repetition and training. I mean, that's spot on, right? Exactly like civil litigation. And so our last two, number 7, one bad day can cost everything. In the Tour, a crash or a poorly timed effort on a single mountain stage can just end a rider's bid for the top spot, the yellow jersey. Even the best of the best can bonk. In litigation, a single moment of disconnection, tone-deaf witness prep, an ungrounded objection, a flat closing, that can lose juror trust. And the final victory isn't just physical, it's psychological. In the Tour de France, winning riders often speak of the mental clarity, that mindset that pushes them past pain and distraction. There was one rider a few years back that had the phrase, "shut up legs," on his crossbar. It's mind over matter. And in litigation, the same applies. Mindset, emotional regulation, and being grounded in purpose often separates great trial attorneys from the merely competent ones. So I hope this comparative journey has at least been a little interesting to you. It certainly has enhanced my experience watching the tour this year and my appreciation for all that you go through as civil litigators. So thanks for coming along for the ride, so to speak. You know what I hate? Being misunderstood. It's actually one of my biggest fears, if I'm honest, right up there with birds. Yes, I'm afraid of birds. Leave me alone about it already. Being misunderstood is just the worst, though. Trying to communicate something and seeing that it's just not landing the way you intend. A too harsh of tone with your kid or spouse that ended up setting them off. A thinking face that got interpreted as annoyance or irritation and ended up shutting down the conversation and leaving you baffled. It's so frustrating in our personal lives, but in the courtroom, your mismatched communication profile could break your case and lose you a deserving verdict. So, I've created a free guide to get you thinking about the emotional profiles you create. It's a printable guide to help you 10x your communication impact by mastering 6 emotional profiles for clear and authentic connection. I break down the 6 core emotions: happy, sad, love, pride, anger, and fear by giving you face, body, and breathing cues. Plus, I show you exactly which point on a 1 to 10 scale you should be with your pitch, pace, melody, volume, and tone in order to authentically capture the center of that core emotion. The link to get your free guide is in the show notes or by simply going to my website, fostervoicestudio.com. Don't wait to clear up your part of miscommunication and misunderstandings. Get your free download today. If you've ever thought, I know I should warm up my voice, but seriously, when and how? Then this episode is for you. So let's just rewind for a sec. Let's just go back in time. Back in college, I was a vocal performance major, which meant that practicing voice was basically a part-time job. I spent at least 14 hours a week in the rehearsal rooms, 2 hours a day, grabbing the rooms whenever I could, which was pretty competitive in the music department, and sometimes at all hours of the night, which you could do when you were a college student. But standing by a piano, music strewn everywhere, staring into a full-length mirror, fine-tuning every breath, every phrase, analyzing the mechanism, facial expressions, all the little tweaks. And that was just normal life. It's just what we all did. It was expected. And honestly, that was the minimum. But here's the thing. I don't have time for that anymore. Who does? And you don't either. You're running a practice, managing a docket, possibly parenting, traveling, strategizing, trying to stay on top of your inbox, and sleep more than 5 hours a night. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I'm also running a business, podcasting, creating content, coaching clients. So none of us have 14 hours a week to spend warming up and working on vocal technique. But, and hear me now, warming up hasn't become less important just because it's less convenient. If anything, it's become more important because we're older. Say it ain't so, but we are. We have more vocal demands and we have less margin for injury or burnout. Now, let me put it like this. You wouldn't run a marathon without training. I wouldn't run a marathon at all, but if you were so inclined to run a marathon, you certainly wouldn't do it without training. You wouldn't walk up to the start line without warming up your muscles, activating your breath, preparing your nervous system for what's about to be asked of it. Speaking is no different. Your vocal cords are muscles. They need to work with the breath, and both need to respond to signals the brain is sending in real time. That's coordination, that's responsiveness, that's stamina. So, yes, you need to warm up, but it doesn't have to be a thing, okay? The trick is to weave voice work into what you're already doing. And this is where I borrow the concept from James Clear in his book Atomic Habits. And he teaches a strategy called habit stacking, which means linking a new habit to something you're already doing regularly, stacking new things on top of your already established habits. So here's what that could look like. Walking from your car to your office. That's your cue. Start humming. Yep, humming. Just hum gently. Not tunefully. This isn't a concert. You're not entertaining the masses in the parking lot. But just let your voice ride on the breath and feel the gentle buzz. Let the warm air move into the resonating chambers of your face and your chest. You can do it quietly. Nobody even has to hear you. There's no pressure, no perfection, just connection. And here's the great news. Humming is one of the easiest and safest vocal exercises out there. You can't really do it wrong. I mean, unless you're trying to hum an actual melody, in which case quality may vary. But just humming, that's accessible to everyone. It naturally connects your breath to your voice. It activates the nervous system and it warms up your vocal folds without strain. And this isn't a dumbing it down exercise. No, this is a legit professional level warm up because it's good and it works. So, where else can you sneak it in? While you're filling up your water bottle, buckling your seatbelt, waiting for a file to download, powering up or shutting down your computer, or like me, when you're riding the elevator to go get my coffee, and then again as I'm coming back to my apartment. I've got some Instagram reels of me doing exactly that, and you can watch them and just warm up along with me. All of these moments you're already living. Now, they're also micro warm ups. You're not adding time, you're adding intention. Once you've built some consistency and awareness, you can expand. Take your hum higher into your range. Open up your head voice and then slide through your range with this gentle scoop. That's it. And here's the kicker. When you connect humming through your range with that yawn-sigh technique I talked about a lot in last week's episode, you've got yourself a full body, full vocal warm-up that takes almost zero extra time. You're protecting your voice. You're boosting longevity, agility, and vocal sustainability. And all of it fits seamlessly into your already full life. So listen, warming up your voice doesn't require a music stand or a grand piano or a mirror in a tiny soundproof box. It just requires mindfulness. Start small. Hum while you move. Build awareness and then build range, then build connection. You'll sound better. You'll feel better. Because guess what? This is an awesome bonus. Humming tones your vagus nerve, which is responsible for your body's relaxation response. Your voice, your brain, your whole body will thank you. No hour-long vocal drills required. Just hum. Hum your way to court. Again, you can keep it soft. You're not performing for the masses here. Just hum. Stretch your range while you're living out all your normal everyday transitional moments. One breath, one buzz, one stacked habit at a time. Now, if you want to learn more about how to create the perfect vocal warm-up, I have a free guide that you can get at fostervoicestudio.com/warmup. Guess what it starts with? Breathing and humming. But then it adds a few additional steps if you want to create a more complete warm-up before doing a big presentation or having extra long days of speaking. So check it out. Until next time, keep fostering your voice. Thanks for pulling up a seat with me today and for being part of the Foster Fam. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. And while you're at it, go ahead and leave a review or a comment so I can give you a shout out on a future episode. During the week, you can find me on Instagram at Foster Voice Studio, where I'm dropping little nuggets of vocal technique and leadership wisdom. You can also join my mailing list by visiting fostervoicestudio.com or by clicking the link in the show notes. I'll send a weekly vocal tip every Tuesday directly to your inbox. Until then, keep fostering your voice.